Okay, so I'm waiting for a couple of minutes since I'm expecting some more students to join. So after 3 to 4 minutes, I will be starting the session. So my voice is audible. So am I audible? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. I will be starting the session in 2 to 3 minutes. Just to wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. My screens are visible to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, so you people have seen the assignment. So you people have watched the week 5 lectures and you've seen the assignments. You have tried them. Okay. So I'll be starting the session. I think some people have joined. So I'll be starting. So hello everyone. My name is Himanshi Singh. I am currently pursuing my PhD from Department of Mathematics, IIT Jodhpur, in the broad area of probability and statistics. So today we will be discussing. This is our fifth live session. So we will be discussing the content which has been already discussed for week 5 lecture. So we are basically we have already done 4 live sessions already. So we will be discussing now today the lecture number 18 to 21, which has been uploaded as a week 5 content. So other things like these links are available. So this is a Google Meet link, YouTube link, which I have provided, and I'm uploading all the recordings of these classes on that YouTube channel, and all the presentations and the R scripts are I'm just making them available on this Google Drive, which the link I have already been shared. Okay. So our plan for live session will be simple. So I'll be just give you a brief recap about the topics and demonstrate some of the codes in R. Then we will be discussing some of the practice examples, which may give you more clarity about the topic. And then if anyone of you have some doubt, then you may ask. Okay. Uh, so syntax will be in blue. Okay. Everywhere, wherever the blue text you are seeing, so it will be the same. So it will be the syntax. And this is the how to download R. I have included it in the slides, and how to download R Studio. You may use whichever you want. So, I hope Yeah. So if so you people have seen already the week 5 lecture. So first of all, the how to handle data with missing values. So this topic was discussed. So if I have a data vector, then how the so if that data vector contains some of the quantities which are missing, okay, then how to deal with that. So how to operate two vectors which contain some missing values. So we will be first discussing about that. Okay, so this NA is here. So this NA is like, it represents something. So it is kind of the NA is something that exists but it is missing. Okay, so if I have a vector C1, 2, 3, NA, means at the place of NA there must have been some value but it is missing. So how to deal with such a data vector? Okay, so first of all, so since this is a data vector of length 4, so it is not that big. But there are data vectors when we are handling with data. So there are data vectors where 1000, 2000, 4000, 5000 values are there, and you may not be able to see that whether some missing values are there or not. So in order to know, or in order to detect the missing values, this is.na command is used. So if you have a data vector, just write is.na in the parentheses, write that data vector, then you will be able to detect the missing values. So wherever there are missing values, you will be getting true there, and if there is the value is not missing, you'll get false at that place. So it is basically kind of logical, it gives you the logical output. Okay, now if, for example, if I want to find out sum of this data vector, sum, if I want to find out sum of this vector, okay, so for that, if I want to find out sum such that this NA is neglected, because if NA is there, then sum will not be coming. Like, so if this is a missing value, so it, if I with this missing value, if I am finding out the sum, so it will be NA. However, if I use this command, na.rm is equals to true in this. So if I write sum and some vector x which contains a missing value, and na.rm is equals to true there, okay, by default na.rm is false. So if you want to neglect the this missing value, then you have to write na.rm is equals to true. Then in that case, this missing value will be neglected, and the other values, the function will be operated on the other values. Okay, now so this is basically neglect the missing values. Okay, now if you want to identify that on which locations NAs are there, then you can write which is.nax. Okay, so you'll get the locations where there are NAs. Okay, so it will give you the location of that element. If you find out the number of NAs, okay, so you can find out using this command sum is.nax. Okay, now this complete dot cases x, so it displays true where the values are not missing. So here is dot na, you is dot na will give you false where there are true, there the values are there, and it will give you true where the values are missing. And the opposite case, or the complementary function, is displayed by this complete dot cases. So it will display true where the values are not missing and false elsewhere. Okay, now if you want to omit, so here what you are doing here, you are finding out sum of x na.rm is equals to true. So in that case, the missing values are omitted, and the function or the sum has been applied to 1, 2, 3. Okay, but if you want to create another vector which contains only the values which are numeric, and you want to just omit the other values, or the values which are na, or the missing values you want to omit them, then you can use this na.omit x. Okay, it will omit the missing values, and it will return a complete data set. So now it will return a data set which do not have the missing values. Okay, so Any one of you have any doubt in this command, I will be displaying these commands in R also. Okay, so first of all, let me display it in R, then I will be asking for doubts. Okay, so first I'll display these commands in R. So here I have this data vector X, which contains two NAs. Okay, so let me first store this value X in X. Okay, now if I want to detect some missing value, so I'll use this command is.na. So it should give true here at the fifth place and at the seventh place. So is.na. So yeah, so it is giving me true here and at the last. Okay, yeah. Now, if I want to neglect the missing values and I want to like sum all other values except these missing values, in place of sum, you can use another function also. Okay, another function like you can also use mean, you can also use variance, you can also use another functions, but it should be a function. Okay. Now, if I sum it, so it is giving me 23. So other values like 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 2 is like they are added, and this 23 is produced. 0 is also added, so it is not making any difference. Now, if I want to find out the location of the missing values, so the missing values are at which position? At fifth position and seventh position. So it should give me 5 and 7. So yeah, so this is giving me the location, which is 5 and 7. Okay, now if I want to find out that how many missing values are there, in order to do that, this sum is.na will give me the number of missing values. So it should be 2. The output should be 2 because there are 2 missing values. So it is giving me 2. Okay, now if I want to get another vector which omits these values and give me another data vector, so for that I'll use this na.omit x. So it is basically it is giving me 28760, and NA are not displayed here. And here it is saying that the action is taken at fifth and seventh place, and what action is being taken? Omit. So basically, it is showing you at fifth and seventh place whatever the values were or the NAs were, those have been omitted. Okay, and apart from that, all those things are displayed here. So what is the use of this na.omit? So if I want to add anything, so for example, if this is a vector, okay, if I want to add some number or I want to subtract some number to each of the numeric values except na, because if I add or subtract to na, then it will be again be na. So what I can do, I just omit these nas and just add it. Okay. Okay, so these are these commands which I have already shown you in R. Now just let me know if you have any doubt in these commands. So there is no doubt. So one is okay. Okay, let me see it here. So you're saying X is a data vector which is having value 8 to 19, NA 14, 18, 12. How to solve it? So what you want to solve? You are just giving me a data vector. Now what you want to solve further? So you have given me a data vector, okay, just like this. So here, this is a data vector, a similar kind of data vector you have given me. So how to solve it? What you want to solve? Whether you want to add something to it, whether you want to is.nax. So you can just write is.nax. So whatever the vector you are choosing. So let me write it in the console. Okay. So you are saying x is equals to C 8 19. So this symbol means that there is the continuous 8 to 19 values are there. So 8 9 10 11, and a you are giving in what 14. 18, 12. So this you have assigned x to be this. Okay. Now is.n will do, is.n will let you know that at which position the NA is present. Also at NA it will give true, otherwise it will give false. So yeah, if you want to sum it, okay, what you want to sum x. So if you will sum it, so it will give you NA because there is a presence of NA. Okay, but what if, so if there is a presence of NA, then it will give you NA because you are adding NA to every number. So 8 plus 9 plus 10 up till 19 plus 14, 18, 12 plus NA is there. So it will give you NA. Okay, but if you want to neglect this NA and you want to sum other values, then what you have to do, as I have explained it here, you have to sum x and you have to write this NA dot RM is equals to true. Okay, so you have to write this here. So if you write it here, okay, this, then you'll get the sum. Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. Okay, so any other doubt? Any other doubt? Anything else? So I will be having some questions on this topic also, on these commands. I will be discussing some of the questions also in the practice sheet. Okay. So okay, then one more thing we have learned. So these are very important, very important for some any language. If you want to, like you have some condition, you have some scenario, and you want to code it, then these are the these are the pillars of that code. So if you are reading something, then you are making a paragraph using letters. Okay, so these are kind of letters for your code. So if you are coding a very big thing, very big algorithm, or anything you want to code, then these things you will be always be needing, because you have certain condition. If that certain condition is fulfilled, then you want to execute something, and if it is not fulfilled, then you want to execute something else. Okay, so these are the conditional executions basically. So here there are 3 to 4 types of conditional executions. More or less they are similar. So if is the so if you are using if only, so here what you are having only one condition. So if that condition is true, then you will execute some command. So you will execute something if that condition is true. So you, in this case, you have only one condition. So in the scenario where you only have one condition to solve, then you will use this if. Okay, but in case you have two two execution you want to execute. So if this happens, then we will do this, and if some other thing happen, then we will do other thing. Okay, so you have two statements or two commands you want to execute based on some condition. Then for that we are using if else. So if that condition is true, you will execute a command. Okay, else you will execute something else. Okay, if that condition is false, then you will execute something else. Okay, so for example, there is one scenario, there are two scenarios. Now for example, there are more than two scenarios. Then for that we use this nested if else if. Okay, so in this, what we are doing. So if condition, we have a kind of like a series of conditions. For example, we have n conditions. Okay, now here n can be 1 2 3. So if the condition 1 is satisfied, then you are executing some command. Else if condition 2 is satisfied, then you are using a second command. Okay, if else if condition 3 is satisfied, you will execute some command. Okay, now so in a similar way, you will have n minus 1 conditions. Now if all n minus 1 conditions are false, then you will execute this command. So you will write here, you are writing else if, then at last you will write else execute command if all our conditions are false. So all of the above conditions, all n minus 1 conditions are false, then you will execute this last command. Okay, so this is a nested if else if kind of command. Okay, So we can say this nested if else if is a kind of more generalized version. You have when you have a like you have many conditions to display, then in that case you are using this. Okay, we will be doing some questions on it. Now apart from, so if I have this if else statement, so in order to write if else in another way, there is another kind of syntax. So this if else and this if else, the syntax are different, however their works are like similar. Okay, however in this if else we can also test some data vectors. So here we are in if else, in nested if else, we are basically comparing, majorly we are comparing the scalars. Okay, however in this if else we can also compare the data vectors. Okay, so in the test, so here if I'm saying I want to check a number whether a number is greater than 0 or not. Okay, so I'll write if x is greater than 0. Here I'm taking x to be a scalar, not a data vector. Okay, however here in the if else I can take data vector also. Okay, so here in if else the syntax is like if else test, so whatever you want to test just write it here. If that is true, so if I have a data vector of for example 6 length, so if the first entry of the data vector, for first entry it is giving me the logical operator is true, then this yes command, so whatever you write here in place of yes, it will be displayed. Okay, and if the logical operator is false, after the test it is coming false for example second element of the data vector, then this no command will be displayed. Okay, I will be explaining this through codes also, but I will be explaining them using some practice examples. So at the time of the practice example, we'll write all these codes for some questions. Okay, so in general, in generic sense, is there any confusion regarding these commands? If any one of you have any confusion regarding these commands, then please let me know, because I will be discussing this in now when I will be discussing the practice examples only. Because through examples, you will be like it will be understood. You will be able to understand the things. Okay, so it is clear to all of you. So I hope I'm audible to all of you. Okay. Okay, so then I'll move forward. So there is a switch. This switch is a kind of a function, I can say. So this is basically if I want to test a single variable against a list of values, okay, then we can use this switch command. So actually, we this switch command is there. Okay, so if I want to characterize it, so here so here this is a case 1 case 2, so this may be a data vector or whatever it is, but in the place of expression, okay, here it can be an integer. Okay, it can be an integer, or it can be or I can say not an integer, a numeric value, I can say. Okay, it can be numeric or it can be a character. Okay, it can be a character. But when it is numeric, then the operation of switch command is different. When it is a character, then the operation is different. Okay, so if this first expression is numeric, okay, for example, if I'm writing switch, okay, if I'm writing here, for example, 2, and in the vector, if I'm writing this, for example, 1 here, 3 here, 4 here. Okay, so these are characters I'm writing. In place of characters, if I want to write, then I can also write these simple numbers also. Okay, then what it will display, since this is an integer or a numeric value, so it will just display the number which is, or the character which is at second position. So it will display 3. Okay, and it will display simple 3 numeric. Okay, since it is an integer. But in place of integer, it is, for example, a character. Okay, so for example, it is a character. If I'm writing it like this, so it will just match the entry or match the character whichever it is in the list. So for example, let me take another example for this. So this is the thing which integer will do. But if I have a character, for example, so if I have a character, for example, a here at the first place, and now if I have at second and third, it is like a, what is happening? So if I have a is equals to a is equals to 1, okay, b is equals to 2, c is equals to 3. So this is here, not here. Okay, so it will basically display 1 because it will match this a with all of them. Okay, and whenever it is equal, so it will display 1. Okay, so this is the like functionality of this switch. So if it is a character, then it the functionality is a little bit different. But if it is an numeric value, then the functionality is a little different. Okay, so these things are only I have written here. A character string expression always match to the list to the listed cases. So the we will just match the character here, here, here. Okay, exactly will match the character. However, if it is a non-character string, expression is coerced to integer. So basically it is trying to say that if it is a numeric value or a non-character, then whatever, for example 2 3 4, if it is there, then it will display whatever thing is written or whatever value is written at that place. Okay, now for multiple matches, the first element will be displayed. For example, in place of b there was a here also, then there are two matches, that this one and this one. So one will be displayed because at first the one is matched. So whenever it is matched, then this switch operator, like it closes and it will not display this. Okay, now in case of no match, no outcome will be displayed. So if there are no matches, then nothing will be displayed. So I have written some of the commands there in the R also for this. So if I have switch, so for example, here I have switch 1 A, B, C. So 1 is an integer. So you people just tell me what should be the output. What should be the output? Just tell me precisely that what should be output for this command. Yeah. So the output for this command will be A because since it is an integer, so it will display the number or it will display the character which is at first position. Okay. Okay. Now just tell me for the second one. Here I have written 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now at for this question, for this command, what will be the output? Here also we have integer at first place. So what it will display? Just tell me what it should display. So I have integer at first expression. So at the place of expression, I have integer. Now when it is an integer, then what should display? So the methodology is same for the integer. Okay, when I'm writing this one like for this command, I'm writing 1 A B C. Then for that someone has given me answer that a will come because 1 is an integer, so it will display the number at first or the character at first position or whatever it is there at first position, it will display that. So here also 2 is an integer. However, others are also integer or others are also numeric value, but that doesn't make any difference. So if there is 2, then what should be displayed? So I hope I'm audible to you. Just please confirm it. Am I audible? Okay. So okay, then just tell me what should be the output for this command. I have explained you the functionality of switch. Then what is the problem in it? So what is the problem or whatever the doubts you are facing? Just tell me why you are not able to answer this. Because the same thing I've asked for the previous command. I've asked that at first place we are having an integer, and here we have this case 1, case 2, case 3. So okay, we have two scenarios. At first place we can have integer, at first place we can have a character value. Okay, so what is the difference? Basically, if I'm writing it in a double quotes, then it is a character or a string. However, if I'm writing it like this 1 2 3 4, so it is a numeric value. Okay, so we have two scenarios, like if I have integer and I have a character, so both the functionalities for switch will be different. So if I have a integer here and case 1, case 2, case 3, for same here also I have an integer case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4 here. Now if I have integer here, then it will display the number or the character which is at first position. So if I have, so for this someone has given me answer A, because it is giving me the character at first position, because here I have written 1. In place of 1, if I would have written 2, then the number at or the character at the second position will be displayed, that is B. Okay, similarly, if I'm writing this command and I'm writing 2 here, and this is case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, then which should be displayed? What should be the output for this command? 4. Yeah. So this is the thing. So it will be 4 because here we have integer. So it will display the number or a character or anything which is at second position, or whatever the number it is, it will display that position. Now, if I have a character here or a string here, then it will just match this string with case 1, case 2, case 3. Okay, so since it is C, double quote C, so is it matching with A? It is not matching. Is it matching with B? No, it is not matching. Is it matching with C? Yes, it is matching. So it will display whatever there is in the equality. So that is cat. So what it will display? It will display cat here. Okay, for example, now just you people tell me that if in place of A, if I write B, then what will be the output? So it will match B with everything. So it will be boy. Yeah, it will be same, but it will be double quote boy. Yeah. So this is basically the functionality of switch. So it basically depends whether your expression is a character, a string. Okay, character string, both are like similar, but basically it is the difference between when you are taking a numeric value or you are taking a character. Okay, now I will go towards uh, which command. So basically it always, so just keep that in mind, it will always return the position of the elements. Okay, so if I have a logical vector, so basically we're dealing with the logical vector, and if I have a logical vector, in place of logical vector, if I have a logical array, for example a matrix also, where all the entries are like true false, okay, whatever it is. So s can be x can be a vector, it can be a data vector. Okay, it can be a data vector, it can be a matrix also, whatever it is. Okay, and there should be logical. What do we mean by logical? That at every position there is either true or false. Okay, there are no numeric value, there are no characters, it is either true or false. Okay, so then this command which, it will always returns the position. Okay, now if you have a data vector, you have position like 1 2 3 4, because so for example if I have C, for example 2 3 4, so the position of 2 is 1. Okay, position is 2, position of 4 is 3. Okay, the position we are talking about, whatever the values are, okay, but we are talking about the position. So it is at first position, second position, third position. But if we have a matrix, for example 2 4 3 2, okay, now the more precise position will be what? If I have the number of row and number of column. For example, if I want to see 3 is at which position, so I'll say it is at second row and first column. Okay, so 3 is at second row, okay, and first column. So basically we call this thing, that second row first column, as index. Okay, so what is index of 3? It is at second row and first column. Okay, now, so when I'm talking about a data vector, then it will return a position of the element. So basically it will return either it is at first position, second position, third position. But if I'm talking about an array, for example, for a matrix also, if I'm talking about, so if I'm talking about a matrix, then it is more like it will be more precise if someone gives me the indices of that value or of that logical operator or whatever it is, because indices are more like informative compared to, so if I say 2 3 4, you do not know, but if I say that it is at second row first column, then I will be able to say that okay, it is at this position of a matrix. So that's why indices are important for matrix. Okay, so now for that, in order to display the indices, in place of with this x, which x, we also write arr.ind is equals to true. Okay, so it will basically give you the indices of the element or indices of that position where there is true. Okay, now use names is equals to true, so it will basically give, so for example, I have this matrix where row is r1 r2, column is c1 c2. Then if you use names is equals to true, then in that case this r1 and c1 c2, so this will also be displayed. Okay, so if you do not use this use names is equals to true, then this names will not be displayed. But however, arr.ind you are using, this is equals to true, then the index will be displayed. Okay, so this is the basically the command which will surely returns you the position of an of that element which is true. Okay, so for example, if I have a logical operator here, I'm writing it to be a to do, not a logical operator, I can say a matrix where the entries are logical, and here it is false. So it is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Okay, here it is true, here false, here true. Now if I want to use which, so it will return the position where there is true. Okay, so here it is true, so if I write this command, it will display it is first row first column. So 1 1, this is row, this is column, 1 1, and here it is true, so this is second row and second column, so 2 2, it will display. Okay, now apart from this, which dot min x, so it basically will give you the location where there is minimum value in a data vector or in a matrix. Okay, so it will give you the location where there is minimum value. Okay, now which dot max x, it will give you the location of the maximum value. So it in R also. Is it fine? So it will become more clear if I will now I will be discussing in R. Okay. So in R, if I'm talking about which, so here, see, I have written which x is what x is. So I have already defined x. So this is x. So actually this is the defined which is given by that person. So I am taking a little shorter vector so that it will be a little easy for us to see, because this is a little longer vector. There is no other reason for it. So I'm just taking a little shorter vector so then I can tell you with this shorter vector. There is no, you can do anything with that vector, this vector. You can do every operation with any vector of any length. Okay. Now it is saying, so basically what it is saying, which x greater than equals to 5. So basically it is saying, so x greater than equals, it is a logical operator. So what it will return? It will either return true or false. Okay, so x greater than equals to 5. Now here for 2, what it will give, whether true or false. For 2, what it will give in place of 2. So if I'm writing x greater than equals to 5, simple, I'm not using which command now. First of all, I'm telling you how it is like converting to a logical vector first. So if I'm writing x greater than equals to 5. So basically I'm comparing x with 5, and I want to find out that at which are the numbers which are either greater than or equal. It is returning false because 2 is less than 5. Okay, at second position it is returning true because 8 is greater than 5. At third position it is returning true. At also it is returning true, and here because it is NA, so it is returning NA only. And at 0, at next position it is 0, so it is returning me this, since the 0 is less than 5, returning me NA. Command will do what? So which command will just give you the position where there are true values. Okay, so where there are true, so at second position it is true, at third position it is true, at fourth position it is true. Apart from it, it is either any or false. So what will it return? You tell me, what will it return? What positions will it return? So I've told you the logical operator, how the logical operator is working. Now you are getting this value false, true, 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 NA, false, NA. Now you want to find out the positions where there are true by using which command. Okay. Now what will be the output for this? 2, 3, 4. Yes, because at second position there is true, at third position there is true, and at fourth position there is true. So the output will be 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. Now, if I want to do it with a matrix, okay, I am now taking a matrix. Okay, so here I'm taking a matrix. Now let me display this matrix. Okay, this. Which command I'm writing? The logical operator y less than is equals to 7. Okay, so at which points y is less than equals to 7? So 2 is less than 7. So 2 is less than 7. So here it will be true. Since 7 is equals to 7, so here also it will be true. Is 9 less than 7? No. So it will be false here. It here also. And 4 and 6 are less than equals to 7. So it will be true, true. So apart from 9 and 8, all others will be true. Okay. Now it is which means where there are true in this logical, it will become a logical vector after this operation y less than equals to 5. Okay, and I'm also writing arr.ind is equals to true, means it will be those indexes, okay, at which the true the true will be displayed. Okay, so if I write this, so just tell me at which indices it should it should so it should return me which index. So at 2 it is less than equals to 7, so it will be true. So it will return me 1 1. Obviously it will return me 1 1 because it is at first row first column. Because it is 7 is equal to 7, so this is true. Okay, so it will give me true here. So 1 2 should also be displayed. Since 9 is greater than 7, so it will, so here it is false, so it will not be displayed. Here also it will be false, so it will not be displayed. Here it is true, so it will display 2 2 and 2 3 also. So it should display 1 1 1 2 2 2 and 2 3. Okay, be the output. So yeah, so it is giving me the same thing. So it is basically telling me that at first row, first column, true will be there, means the value will be less than equals to 5. At first row, second column, the value will be less than equals to 7. Sorry. At second row, second column, the value will be less than equals to 7. At second row, third column, the value is less than equals to 7. So it is useful when you are trying to see in a matrix the value is less than 7, greater than 7, less than some number, greater than some number, whether it is a divisible by 2, whether you want to check whether it is like multiple of 5 or not. So all these things will be done using here the command, and this arr.ind will give you the indices at which this thing is true. Is it fine? Is it fine? You are able to understand? Okay. Now we have this which dot. Okay, now we have this which dot min x. So it will give me the position of that element in x which have the minimum value. Okay, it will give me the position, not the value. Just keep that in mind. It will always give me the position. Okay, so since x is, let me see what x is first of all. So I'll see here what x is. So x is 2, 6, na, 0, na. So which dot min x? Okay, so it will display the position where the x is minimum. So where the x is minimum. So if I see where the x is minimum, so minimum x is 0. It is at which position? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. At sixth position. So it should give me 6. It should be 6. Okay. So output is coming 6 because at sixth position the value is minimum. Now what about the second command? Which dot max x? Just tell me what about this? So what should it display? What will be the output for this? What will be the output? So it will display the position where the element is maximum. 2. Yeah. So it's 2 because at second position the element or the entry is maximum. No, 8 will not come. 8 is the maximum value. So that's why I'm just telling you constantly. So be misunderstood that this which command will always give you the position. It will not give you the value. So it will give you the position where the value is maximum. Okay, it will give you the position where the value is minimum. So since at second position the value is maximum, so that's why it will give me 2. So it is giving me 2. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So now we will be discussing about the questions. Okay, use which dot min y. Okay. Which dot min y. Now in y, it will always give the position at which y is minimum. Okay, but the position is what? So just let me display y here first. Y is already here. Okay, so y at now here 2 is minimum. Okay, 2 is minimum. Now here the arr.ind equals to 2 we cannot use because it will, this which dot min will not support it. So it will surely will not give you the indices. So it will give you the position. Now how this position will be given? So first, so it is at first position. So you just you can just see that if you are using this command, this which command tricks without arr.ind to be true, then in those cases it will display the positions like 2 is at first position, 8 is at second position, 7 is at third position, 4 is at fifth position, 9 is at sixth position, and 6 is at seventh position, sixth position, 9 is at fifth position. Now why is this becoming? Because we are entering the elements in the row in a this way. So we are taking basically this vector and then it will display these positions only. And AI is equals to true will not work with this. So it will basically display the position where y is minimum. So this is true. So it should display 1. Okay. So it is displaying me 1. Okay. Now if I write this arr.ind, I want to find out the indices, but it will not work with this command actually. So it will not work. Okay. So this AR, this with which command only, you cannot use this with which dot min and which dot max. Okay. Now for matrices, if you want to know the position, then the position can be known, but indices may not be known. And the position in such a way, the way we have entered the vector. The minimum will be at first position. Okay. And what will be the maximum? You just tell me what will be the maximum. Which dot max? Why? You just tell me what should be the maximum. 5. Because 9 is the maximum. So 1, 2, or 5. It will be 5. So here is 5. Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, I will be moving towards the questions now. Okay. So if no more questions, okay. What is the way to count the position in matrix horizontally? Okay, I may try it. Actually, I have not tried it. So I may try it. What I can do, I can just write it here. So let's see what happens. I will just write it here. What the command you are using for by row. By row. This may be one method by which it may be possible. Okay, by row equals to true. Otherwise, it will not be. Okay, let me. So here we are entering the entries like row wise. Okay, so let me do this. So now y will be like this 2 8 7 9 6. Now let me use this which dot min y. So min is at first position, did not make a difference. So we'll just see this 9. Okay, so it is at fourth position. 3 4, so it is counting in the same way only. So it will be counting in the same way, because here 9 comes here and it is counting it to be at fourth position. So basically the way you have given this vector, actually it is telling you the position of the numbers in this vector. Okay, not this vector, sorry, I'm so sorry, not this vector. It will always give you the position, like, so if you are matrix and your 2 is at first, 4 is at second, 8 is at third, this is 9, so this should be the way. So you should go it 2 4 8 9, so you should go this way. Okay, not the position of this vector. Okay, so it is not necessary, so it is not giving the this vector. So okay, just let me write it here. So if you want to so you have a matrix. So you, it's like for example 3 2 5 6 7 8. Okay, so this will be the first way, whatever. So this will be first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth, and this is sixth, always. Okay, however we are writing it by row to be true or by row to be false, whatever it will be, by which it will be detecting the position. Okay, I don't know if there is some specific command or not, but in this way it is not possible. Is it fine? Okay. This is a like very nice question. We can see it, like whether it is possible or not to count this at, because actually the thing is, or the difference is like the position for a element of a matrix should be unique. It should not be like the position is basically changing. So you can, so if I'm talking about the index, if I talk about the index, so it is like first column and it is unique always. Okay, so the position should be unique. So if I'm taking a like single vector, so it will always be the first position, it will the second position. So this should be prefixed. That's why I think you may not be able to do this, because it is basically position. But if you are changing the position, so if the way of you calculating the position, and if someone is calculating with a different kind of position, then the result will not be unique. That's why I think it is not possible to count it other way. So because for example, you can intuitively think of like okay, so you can intuitively think of like you have a this vector 2 6 8 9 10. Now to count it, you will always count it this way. Okay, you will always count it. You cannot say that let's count it this way. You will always count it this way, like this is first, then this is second, this is third. You cannot change the way of counting, because it is like set that if you want to count the element like a position wise 4 5 6 7, always go like this. first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. So I think it should be there. What's the questions? So yeah. So you people will give. So I have these two data vectors. X, a data vector where the elements 15, 17, 18 to 20 means like 18, 19, 20, 21, and NA at the last position. NA. And we have a data vector, another data vector Y, which is C238. Okay. Now it is saying that what will be the outcome of the following commands. So if I want to sum XY, so what will be the output? You just tell me what will be the output when I sum it. Sum both of them. Will be the output. Sum command is basically used to just add all the elements in the. So what do you think that what will be the output for this command if X contains is any here? Anyone? Anyone of you? Okay. Someone is saying any other like any some more answer I want. Just think of we are just so you are adding 15 plus 17. So this sum function is basically what it is doing. It is basically adding each entries. Okay. So it is basically 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20 plus 21 plus NA plus 2 plus 3 plus 8. So just keep it in mind. Are you adding NA to any always result in NA. Okay, so if you add any number to NA, so NA plus any number like 3 or whatever number is, so it will always return you NA. So what it should give me? Just tell me now. Now think clear now. 15, 17 plus 18 plus 19, 20, 21 plus NA plus. So basically this function is doing this thing. That's why I'm writing it. It will give me NA because two other numbers. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I use na.rm, so basically by default n is false. Okay, by default it is false. Okay, but if I am writing specifically na.rm to be true, then what it should return? Then what will be the output? So the output will be na. So the output will be na here or not? Just tell me in yes and no. No. Yeah. So it the be na because we are using na.rm is equal to true. So basically we are just skipping the value na. Okay, wherever na is present, we'll just skip it and we other quantities. So it will be 15 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20 plus 21 plus 2 plus 8, whatever it is. Okay, it will give you the output. It will give you a number. Okay, fine. Just my main concern is that when we are using na.rm is equals true, then this is happening. And if you are not using it, then this is happening. Okay. And why I have taken two vectors? Because you have done things using a single vector like sum x and if x is n, like make a little difference so that you people just try to understand that what basically is happening. Now, what about mean of x? What about mean of x? What will be the output? Na. It will be Na because again we are. Now what about mean of y? So y is 238. So what will be the mean? Y. So it will be 7. So it is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 by 3. So it will be 3. Whatever. Yeah. 13 by 3. Okay. 3, 4 times 12. 4 point something. 4.33. It will be 4.33. So, so here I'm considering y actually. Here in this part D, I'm considering mean, and y we have 238. Okay. Now, if I'm taking mean x comma na dot rm is equals to true. So here the na will get skipped. Okay, so and mean of x will be displayed. So it is like this addition of all those values divided by the number. So 15 plus 70, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values are there, and we'll add them and just divide it by 6. So mean, so as someone is saying, I'm just trusting you and writing here 18.33. I hope it is correct. We'll see it in the R also. Now, if I'm writing mean y comma na dot rm is equals to na value, so it will displaying 13 by 3, that is 4.33, and there is no effect whether I'm using na dot rm or not. So I just want to convince you regarding that if I have a vector which is na, which contains na, then na is equal to true. You have to write if you want to perform some operation on that. Operation in the sense that you want to sum it, or we want to find it, find some mean or some SQR. Okay. But if you want to, so basically you want to, if you want to sum it, not square. So for example, just to let you know, just let me consider this thing came in my mind now only. So if I'm taking x here, but if I am x contains na, okay, but if I take x, then what you people think that what will it be? What will be the output? Whether whether it will be a na, or it will give you some vector. What do people think? So if I do x square, so if x contains some na value, and if I'm doing x square, then what should be the output? Yeah, it will give some vector. Why? Because basically when you are squaring it, so if you are summing it, you are summing na to some number. So when you are summing any na to some number, when you are finding out the product of na to some number, then it will give you na. If you are adding na to itself, so it will give you na. So what happens here? So if you are squaring it, x square, so you are squaring 15 square, 17 square, 18 square, 19 square, 20 square, 21 square, and na square. So it will return na here, but otherwise the vector will be there. So let me show you. So x square will be like this. So it will be 4. Oh, x is I think a different number here. I should run it here. So x is now this. Now if I find out x square, so it is giving me this vector. So it is 15 square is given. Okay, 17 square is given, 18 square is given, 19 square is given, 20 square is given, 21 square is given, and at place of na is here. Okay. Okay, you people got it now. Whatever I am trying to like tell you, that what here what I'm doing, I'm just summing the values. Okay, huh? We are summing the values here. That's why the na is coming. But if I square this x square, or I can also do x star 3 if I do that. Okay, then also it will give me a vector. It will multiply 3 in place of star. Or if I can do x plus 1 also, I'm adding a number here also, then also it will display something. Okay, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, at place of na it is giving me na, because here we are not adding any number any other number to NA, we are just adding 1 to NA, so it will be NA at the last position. Otherwise, it will return the other vector as it is by adding 1 to it. Okay, so this thing you may like note it. So this is just an observation. You can do this. So what you can do, you cannot do operation between these values, but you can do operation individually as a data vector. Okay. So I hope it is understood. Yeah. So as in part one, as I was summing it, so I have also coded it in R. So let me show you. So when I'm summing it, any dot summing x comma y. So I'm summing it. That's why it is giving me NA here in the console. It is giving me NA. I'm just repeating these questions which I have already given you. I'm just showing it you in R. So here, as I'm writing NA dot RM to be true, so here it will give me an output. It will sum all the values. Okay, now x contains some NA element. So if I find out the mean, so it will give me NA because I'm operating all the elements of the data vector. Okay, but y do not contain any NA. So it will give me the answer 6, mean of y. So actually the y is not 238 here. So I'll just run it again. So y. So now I'll find out the mean of y. Y was some other vector. So it is 4.33, which we have already stated. Now, if I find out if I find out this mean of x NA dot RM to be true, then it will be 18.33. The answer was correct. So that it is 18.33. Okay. And if I do it with y, it will give me the same output as before because there is no missing value here. So it is same. Okay. Now I'll just go towards the next question. So now for data vector this, so this data vector has a certain quality. So I hope there is no doubt in the previous question and the things are fine. You just tell me the things are fine with question number 1. Okay. Okay, so now we will be discussing the second question. So for a data vector here, I have a data vector which has two values, the two position where NA is present. Now write the command to add, subtract, multiply, divide the numerical entries of the data vector by 5. So basically, wherever there are numerical entries, for example, there is 2, there is 3, there is 4, 5, 8. Apart from this, there are NAs. So wherever there is numerical entry, I want a data vector. So I can just so that 5 is added to each element wherever there is numerical value. So I have already explained to you this thing in the previous question only. So now you people will be telling me that what I should do to add 5 to each entry in this data vector. What I should do? Yeah, x plus 5. So whenever I do the x plus 5, so x plus 5 will be like 5 plus 2, so it will display 7 here. So if I do, see, if I do x plus 5 in R, okay, so what it will display me? So since I'm adding 5, so it will be 7 here, okay. Okay, I'm adding 5 here, it will be 8 here. It will be 9 here. And I'm adding 5 to NA. So it will always give me NA. So it will be NA here. Okay. If I want to add 5 to this 5, so it will be 10 here. Okay. Then again it will be NA. And if I'm adding this 5 to this 8, it will be 13 here. Okay. Similarly, I can do that for the subtraction also. So I can do x minus 5 for the subtraction. I can do x star 5 for the multiplication, and I can do x by 5 for the division. Same thing I can do. So is it fine? No, actually, see, here in the question I'm writing, you can remove it also if you want to. But if you will remove it, you will not get a data vector where NAs are also there. Okay, so I am writing it here. Write the command to add, subtract, multiply, divide the numerical entries of the data vector by 5. So I'm not saying you to just remove NA or something else. So you can also always do it. In order to do, you can also use the omit thing. So, but for example, if I don't want to omit, but I want to add, so I can edit this way. Simple. Here I am not emphasizing that you want to omit it. So you can do this thing without omitting also. However, the data vector, the resultant data vector will again contains the missing values also. But I just want to emphasize this thing here by this question, that if you are adding some number to this vector, then it is not always necessary that NA will come, because there are NA entries there. So you can get again a data vector which contains some NA entries, but other entries operations are like we are able to apply the operation to the other elements whether there is a presence of Na. So the motivation for this question is only this. You can obviously omit this first and you can just do this operation also. Then you will get a data vector where there is no any entries. Okay. Now, if you want to write a command to find sum and mean of the numeric entries, now here, so here it was not necessary to omit, but if you want to find out sum and mean, okay, then you cannot do this without omitting any NAs, because if you want to find the mean of X, so it will always give you NA, because there is presence of NAs here, and when you will find out the mean, it will be added and it will be divided by the number of points here, then it will give you NA. So that's why it is necessary for this part. So I just want to convey this. So for this, it is necessary to first omit the missing values, then perform the operation, or whatever you are doing, some mean, variance, or whatever. Okay. So for this it is necessary. For this case, it is not necessary. At least for the asked question, it is not necessary. Okay. So if you want to write a command, so what you should write for this one, just tell me. Tell me for this this second one, what I should write. What will be the command? So which question you are answering? I think you are answering this x minus 5. Yeah, it is fine. X minus 5, it will be minus 3. This will be minus 2. It is minus 1. Yeah, it will be 0 and 8 minus 5 will be 3. So yeah, it is correct. So it will be like this only, minus 3. Just tell me the other one, minus 2, minus 1, Na, 0, Na, and 3. Just tell me this one. What should we do for the second one? Write the command to find sum. Just tell me the sum. Okay. Other way? Other than this also we can do something? We can also omit. We can also use omit. Yeah. We can also use the omit command here. What is the command? Na.omit. Okay. Na.omit x. So it will omit the NAs here, and we can store this in Y, for example, and we can find out sum of Y. No, so you are writing sum is dot nax. So is dot nax will give you the a logical vector where there will be true, false, true, false. Then how you can sum that vector? So this is not correct. Sum is dot nax. So this is not correct. So I have written this. So you can obviously use this one. So I have written it here in a different way. Like, so if what I've done, I have done na dot omit x plus 5. So for this, you can also write this also. So there can be multiple ways. So here, what it is showing x plus 5, na dot omit x plus 5. So I'm just adding this 5 to each entry, and here there is no na. Okay. So you can also write whatever I've written there also. So you can also write x plus 5 because it is not like mentioned there. Like, so here it is 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. However, this n is there. Yeah, you can write means. So you just be careful that you are writing means. So here m is not capital and s is not there. So you should write MEAN only. And with x minus 5, you can also do the na dot omit thing, x minus 5. So it is omitting basically. Okay. But if I write only x minus 5, so it will not omit na. So it will give me na. However, the other vector, the other entries will be same. Okay. If I do x star 5, then also it will give me a value, a vector without na. If I do x star 5 only, then it will give me this with na. And same with this division. So it is giving me without na, and 5 is giving me with na. Okay, now you can do it. The sum x na dot rm is equals to true. So it will obviously give me the sum because I'm skipping the value which is na there. Now in place of this, I can also do this na dot omit. So na dot omit was the command, yeah. So what I can do, I can just store a value. So na dot omit x, okay, or whatever. So I'll not just store it. I'll just write sum na dot omit. You can also do this. So it is also giving me the same output. So there are two like ways. Also, I can do this for mean na dot omit. So this both will give me the same output. So if I find out this way, it is 18.33, and if I find out this way, it is again 18.33. Okay, so in place of this, two things can be used. So this is a one way, or you can directly write na dot omit sum. Okay, or you can also write what I was using, sum x comma na dot rm is equals to true. Okay, and the same thing with mean also. I think it is fine now. Is it fine with all of you? So you can do it in multiple ways. Now this question, yeah. Now, so just see this question. So we have three data vectors in the first part, question third first part. We have three data vectors which contain some NA entries, and I want to edit. So what will be the outcome for the first one? You just tell me. So what will be the outcome for the first one? Is it NA? Yeah. So it will be corresponding the addition of the corresponding elements. So it will not be NA. Okay. So what you will do? So here we have vector actually. So this position element will be added to this one. This is added to this one. So what it will be? 1 plus 3, 4 plus 5, 9. So first will be 9. This is 2 here. This is 5 here. So this is 6 here. So 6, 5, 11 plus 2, 13. So it will be 13. Okay. Now this Na is added to Na is added to Na. So it will give me again Na. This is 3. This is 6. This is 8. So 3, 6, 9 plus 8, 17. So it will be 17. So any of you should not be confused about it that the output will be Na because there is Na here. Okay. So just be careful. Is it fine? Just tell me now for the second one now. Just tell me for the second one. Tell me for the second one. What will be happening with the second one? 24, 26. So there is some difference in the addition. However, you are just going in the right direction. So both of you. So whatever it is, so it is like we are first of all adding. So 1 Na and 3. So it will be Na at the first position. Okay. Now 3, 2 and 6. So 3, 2, 5 and 5, 6, 11. So it will be 11 at the second position. 4 Na 5. So it will be Na at the last position. Okay, so you should be understood that whenever we are adding Na to anything, it will give me Na only. So that's the answer is far it is very far, because one you are adding one Na and three, so it will be Na. Obviously, if you are adding three, two, that is five plus six, so it will be 11. This is four Na and five, so it will be Na. Okay. Now so basically you have this vector now. Okay, and you are applying Na dot Rm. Yeah, it should omit it. So we are basically first of all summing the vectors. Okay, it cannot be like we just let me check also. Let me check. So what it would be? Okay, not this one. So it is giving me the output C 365 134 365 Na 2 Na. So it is giving me the output 19. So but R is giving me the output 19. R is giving me the output 19. Then the vectors are same 134 Na 2 Na 365. He just let me just do this. So it is basically giving me N if I'm not applying this. But if I'm applying this, it is giving me 19. Why it is giving me 19? So if I do it like that, so if I so it is basically, so the answer is not 11 for sure, because for that it should be it should be Na. If I'm doing it, so it should be 11. If I'm doing it in the right way. Yeah, the answer is 19. It is coming in our. Yeah, answer is 19. So actually, if I do it like this, so if 3 plus 1, so it is 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 11. Okay, 4 plus 5, it is 9. Then also it is not coming. So I don't know why it is coming 19. Okay, is it? Is it? Yeah. Yeah. So you are correct. So it should be plus. So that's why I was thinking that why it is coming, because it should come 11. So yeah. So it is coming like 11. I'm so sorry about it. So there was a mistake in the code actually. The analysis was same. So I'll just explain it again. Okay. I'll just explain it again. So what is happening actually here? So the way I was explaining it was correct, but the code was wrong. So that's why it was coming wrong. So if so, the sum is outside, or sum will be displayed afterwards. Okay. So here we have these three vectors. So if I add it first, okay, the addition will be at first. Okay, so if I add it first, so 1 Na and 3, so it will be Na. Okay, so see, so it will be Na, comma, it is 3, 2 and 6, so it will be 11. So it will be 11 here, and 4 Na and 5. Since we are adding 4 Na and 5, so it will be Na again. Okay, now I'm using Na dot Rm is equals to true. Okay, now because Na dot Rm is true, so this Na will be neglected and we'll sum it, so it will be 11. So that's why. If I would have not used Na dot Rm is equals to true, so then in that case Na will be there. Okay, so if in place of this Na dot Rm was false, then in that case the output will be Na, because then we are adding this Na plus 11 plus Na, so it will give me Na. Okay, the same thing I've explained it using this question. So if I have this sum C2 comma 3 C Na comma 4 C F5 comma Na. So if what I'm doing here, I'm summing it. So first of all, 2 plus Na plus 5. So it will be Na at the first position. Okay, now at the second position, 3 plus 4 plus Na. So it will be Na again here. Okay, and now in this case, there is no Na dot Rm. Okay, so it will be Na. It will otherwise be Na, or it will always be Na. If so, for example, not this. For example, if I have in place of this Na, if I have here 6, for example, let me do it. Then it will be more clear. So if I have in place of Na, it is 6. Okay. So then in that case, it will be 6 plus 4, 10 plus 3, 13. So it will be 13. Now if I am summing it, then it will give me again Na. Okay, if I'm not using Na dot Rm. I hope it is clear. There was a glitch in the code actually. So that's why it was happening like that. So if I'm displaying the first one here in the code, so it is giving me 9, 13, Na 17. So which is 9, 13, Na 17. And for the second one, as we have all seen, that it is 11. Okay, in the third one we are getting Na, so I'm just replacing this Na by 6 as in the practice sheet. So if I'm doing this, so it is giving me Na, because here I'm not using this Na dot Rm is equals to true. So I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, so I'll move forward for the next one. So now we'll use the loop actually. So not loop actually. We'll use the conditional statements which we have discussed. We will be okay. There is some extra sound. Is there any? So just give me a minute. Is it fine now? Is it fine? Is it fine? Okay. Okay. So we'll just use the conditional statement, if else statement in this question, in these questions. Now further 2-3 questions we'll doing on that. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So write in our program that checks if a number is greater or equals to 0 or negative. Okay. So I want to check whether a number is greater than equals to 0 okay, or negative. Okay, so I'll write if condition, I'll write the condition. So for a number, so for example, first I'll just give the number. So in the R, if I'll just give X some value, for example, 5 or whatever you want to give. Okay, then I'll write if so greater than equals to 0. So there is a simple thing. So we can write X is greater than or equals to 0. So if this is greater than equals to 0, so I am writing if in the small, I am writing this in a this parenthesis. So here I am using this curved brackets. So the condition should be in curved brackets. Then I'm using the curly bracket. So we are using the curly brackets for the very first time. Okay, so it will be a curly bracket. It will be start here. It will be starting here. So what will be there? So if x is greater than equals to 0, so if this is true, then what we will be giving the output? So I'm writing print. Print basically is used to print the thing. So it will show these thing in the display. So these thing will be displayed after in the output. So what I'm writing print number is greater or equal to 0. Okay, this always depends on you, whatever you want to write. So it depends on you. Okay, now if this condition is not hold, so I want to check whether a number is greater than equals to 0 or negative. So after if I'll write else print number is less than 0. So is it fine? So what are you trying to say? Number is less than 10? So we have two conditions. So we have two condition here that I want to check whether a number is greater than equals to 0 or a number is negative. So what are you trying to? No, print should not be capital actually. Print should be small only. So we should use a small p only. Okay. So here I have written this. So I'm giving a number a at the value 5. So I'm writing if a is greater than equals to 0, print greater or equals to 0, else print negative. Okay. So if I run it, so since a is what? A is greater than 0. So it will display that it is greater or equals to 0. Okay, so is it fine? This command is fine to all of you? So you are saying that if we so if I write only this bracket, so what it will be? So just let me show you. So if I'm not writing print here, so they say you're saying that just write this. I think you can write it. You can write it, there is no problem. Actually, this print command is used first of all. So if I want to, so for example, you want to with this greater than equals to with some character, if you want to also print some number. Okay, so for example, you are writing, so when we are moving forward in the next classes, maybe you will be able to see that if, oh, you cannot no, you cannot remove the double quote, because after removing the double quote, what is it? So double quote is basically giving you that it is a string. Okay, but if you remove the double quote, you cannot. So it will be error, because double quote is basically ensuring that it is a character or a string. So R will understand that it is a character and it should be displayed like this. But if you are not displaying, because here, then what will be the difference between A and this greater or equals to 0? So what will be the difference? then this greater and this a can be a variable. Then if I'm not writing double quotes, then greater or equals to, then this is also a variable which is not defined. Okay, so we cannot do that. We cannot skip this double quote actually. Yeah, if you are writing some mathematical statement, you are writing some variables, you are multiplying, adding, and then writing, then you can skip. But here you cannot skip the double quotes. Is it fine? Okay, so we'll go for the next question. So I want to check whether a number is an even or odd. So for even or odd, we just divide it by 2, and we can say if the remainder is 0, then the number is even, and if it is not, then it is odd. So here I'll just assign a value to a number. So for example, I can say again 5. Okay, now if a is divided by, if so this basically gives you the remainder. Okay, this operator will give you the remainder. So a, I think it was an integer modulo, division modulo. I'm not like able to remember. I think it was a division modulo. So if it is basically giving you the remainder, the main thing is that, so a, if I'm operating this a with 2, so it should give me 0. So this means if I'm dividing it by 2, the remainder is 0. Okay, so if this condition holds, okay, then print uh, it is even. Okay, else print odd. I think you are just taking it from ChatGPT and just printing it here, because this cat command is not even told in the class. So yeah, it's fine. How you can use that command also. Yeah. So whether a number is divisible by 5. So is it understood? The second question is understood, all of you? Okay. So whether a number is divisible by 5 or not, so we'll do the same thing, but in place of 2, we'll just replace this 2 by 5. Okay, so we'll take a number, for example, 5 only I can take the same thing. Okay, then I'll write if x is, if the remainder, so not x, a, if the remainder of a by dividing by 5 is equals to 0, okay, then we'll say that print print it is divisible. Whatever you want to print, it is up to you. Okay, else print not divisible. Okay, so whenever the remainder is 0, we say that the number is divisible by certain quantity. Okay, so now a number is greater than 100 or not. So if I want to check it, so I'll again give a number which is 5, for example. So I'll write this if a is greater than 100. Okay, I'll write print greater than 100. Okay, else print not. So these commands are like uh, approximately similar. Okay, so you can do it similarly in R also. Okay, so here I have already added these. So if you want, I will be just giving you this R script. You can just see the like output. So the output will be same only. So if I'm giving a to be 5 and I'm just running this command, so since a is not greater than 100, so it will give me not greater than 100. Okay, now I'll go towards the question 5. So it is basically saying Which slide? So I have shared it actually. I have shared it. I have not shared it. I have shared it. Week 4 lectures. So week 4, I hope you are talking about this only. Week 4 tutorial for the PDF or and this script file. Or what you're talking about? You're talking about this previous slides or okay, okay, previous question. So this question 4. Okay, so here basically we are writing out just the commands or the if else commands in order to see that whether a number is greater than or equals to or negative. Okay, equals to 0 or a negative number. Then in the second part, we have seen that whether a number is even or odd. Okay, then we are saying that whether it is divisible by 5. Okay, then we are saying whether to check whether it is a greater than 100 or not. Okay. So now in the next question, we want to write a R program that takes marks of a student and assign grade. So basically, it will take a marks of the student and it will assign the grade. Okay, so if the marks are greater than or equals to 90, then the grade is A. If it is between 75 and 89, the grade is B. And if it is greater than 50, and less than 74, it is the grade C, and otherwise it will fail. So the person or the student will be failed if the marks are less than 50. So for that, if I want to write, so I should write the nested loop for it. So if so first of all I should give a vector or a sorry for a variable marks. For example, I'm giving 75. Okay, now if marks, so this is a variable, nothing else. If marks is greater than or equals to 90, okay, then we'll display print grade A. Okay, else if marks, uh, so what is for the second one? It is greater than 75, greater than equals to 75, and less than it between 75 and 89. Should be less than equals to 89. So if marks is greater than equals to 75, okay, and so here because this is this is not a vector, so we use this double end. So marks greater than equals to 75 and less than is equals to 89. Okay, so we'll write print grade to be B. Okay, else if now marks is less than is equals to 50, and so I'll write the first one first. So there is no issue if you write that first also. Just I want to maintain the symmetricity. That's why I'm just doing it. So if it is, so if it is greater than is equals to, yeah, 50, and marks is less than is equals to 74. Okay, print grade C. Okay, now after this, if all these condition are discarded, so marks are not following any of this else, so it will else print fail. Yeah, so similar thing I have written it here. Yeah, else if else I will be telling in the next question. If else when we are using the if else in a single argument. So this question we I have given marks to be 58, and if marks is greater than equals to 90, I've written the same command here. Okay, so if I display it, if I execute it, so C grade is given because marks are greater than 58 but less than 74. So that's why C grade is given. So now we'll move forward for the next question. So the next question is like, write our program to check if a number is positive and even, positive and odd, negative or zero. Okay, so this again we have how many conditions? We have first condition that positive and even, second positive and odd, third negative, fourth zero. So we have four conditions. Okay, again in a similar way. So we'll just give a number, for example, this to be 5 or whatever you want to give. So if a number is positive and even, positive means if a is greater than 0. Okay, now since this is a scalar only I'm talking about, so I will write and a, if the remainder of a when I divide it by 2. So since the general thing is not even defined in the lecture, so I cannot give the general thing here because I'm just following whatever they have given. I cannot go beyond whatever they have given. I cannot go there actually, because if I will do that, then many people will get confused that whatever I'm doing is. So I'm here to just tell you the things which already has been discussed, and I want to just let you practice those things. Okay, I cannot. So here, if I'm sitting, then I can also give you the many general code, and I'll just go from here, just write this loop, this and that. Then everyone will be confused, and there is no use of these things, na? Yeah. So if a is greater than 0, and if a number is even, so if it is a positive and it is even, that is a divided by, if I see the remainder, it should be equals to 2. So if this condition hold, like both condition will hold, then what we will be having, so we will be print that it is positive and even. Okay, then after it, else if a is less than 0 and the same thing, so it is even, basically you are testing it for even. Oh, sorry, it is positive and odd. So I should write positive and for positive and odd. So if it is positive and it is odd, means if I divide, it should be equals to 1. Then in that case, we'll write print positive and odd. Okay. Now after that, for negative, else if a is less than 0. Okay. So for that condition, I'll write print negative. Okay. Then apart from this, write else print it is 0. Okay, so I have already written this in R also. So this one. So if I do this, I've given this number to be 5, so it is positive and add, and it is odd. Okay, so that's why we are getting this. Okay, now we'll just discuss switch command very quickly, which command, and then we will be discussing this if else thing. Okay, so switch command, as I have already given you the things, so you people will tell me the answers for this. Okay, I've already spent like some 8 to 10 minutes on this only. So just tell me how to write it. So just write a program using switch command. So here I'm not demanding for the output. I'm just telling you to write the command. So that prints day of the week when given number from 1 to 7. So basically, so this you all know that the format is like switch. Now in the expression, what should I write? So that prints day of the week when given number from 1 to 7. So basically we are giving number from 1 to 7. Okay, so we are basically giving the number here in the expression. So for example, let me giving let us consider that we are giving it 2 here. Okay, for example, just I'm taking an example. Now that prints day of the week, so it should print day of the week. So in the vector, what should, so in the next case 1, case 2, case 3, what should I write? So it should print the days. So what should I write here? So what should I write here? So it should print the days na. So that's why we will write it like Monday here. Okay, Tuesday here. Yeah, yeah, it's correct. So it will be like Thursday here. Not Thursday, it is Wednesday. Wednesday here. Okay. Then similarly we'll write. And now if I'm writing 2 here, so what will be the output? What will be the output? Just tell me. So for this, what will be the output? Since I'm taking this integer value here, so since I have also already told you that, yeah, Tuesday. So it will be Tuesday. So it will be in double quotes. So it will be like this. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I'm writing here this one this command, sir. So I want to print even or odd depending on the input value 2 or 1. So I want to just input 2 or 1. So here also I'm just inputting the integer. So I can input 2 or 1. So for example, I'm inputting 1. So I know that if I'm inputting the integer, it will give me the position. Okay, it will always give me the position. So if I'm inputting 1, then what should be there? So if I'm inputting 1, it should, so since 1 is odd, so it should give me odd. So I'm just giving here odd. And here I'm giving even. Okay, so what will be the output for this? What will be the output? Odd. Yeah, so it will be odd. Okay, now this question. Now I want to write a program that returns number of days in a given month. So now here it is not specified that what your input is. So what is it, what this question mark is about? So what are you asking? So actually here I'm trying to say that I want to print even or odd depending on the input 2 or 1 respectively, basically. So if I'm inputting 2, it should give me even. If I'm inputting 1, it should give me odd. Okay, so now if my input is an integer, so it will basically give the position. Okay, so if I'm giving 1, then it is giving me odd. If I'm giving 2 here, it will give me even. So which is the requirement in the question. Yeah. Now in the third one, I'm writing that I want to write a program that returns number of days in a given month. Now here there is no specification whether you want to input an integer or whether you want to input a character or a string. So it is up to you. You can write in two different ways. So you can write it like you can write switch. Okay, you can write it the month here, like you can input a character. Okay, so if you are inputting a character, then you have to write the vector or the case 1, case 2 accordingly. So in that sense, you will write January to be how many days? 31. And I'm assuming Feb to be 28. So I will write Feb to be 28. Further, I will write March, okay, to be how many? 31. Then similarly, I'll write, okay, for April, for May, June, July. Okay, then since I'm giving this to be Feb, okay, so what will be the output? So what will be the output? I'm giving the vector, or sorry, I'm giving the character or a string. So yeah, it will be 28. So it will be, so because it will be comparing Feb to every character. So January there is there is no match, and for February there will be a match. So it will display 28. In another way also you can write. You can just write okay, in the same thing only I'll write. So if you want to write it, so you want to write, so just give an integer here. So 2. Now you want to display the numbers, so you can just give like January. This can be same. Okay. No, you should write it like this. So double quote should be outside because it will display the whole thing. Okay, this will display the whole thing. So it will display the whole thing. Okay, similar way you can write. So 2 will display what? That Feb is equals to 28. It will display the whole thing where Feb equals to. So output will be Feb. Okay. So let me write it like here I have written like this. So I am just inputting a character. So if I run it, so according to you, what should be the output? Just tell me what should be the output for this command. Switch December I'm inputting and I'm giving the case 1, case 2 up till case 12 like these. Then what should be the output? Just tell me. 31. Yeah. So it will be 31. Yeah. Okay, so next one we are focusing on the position basically. So which position of an element is greater than or whatever. We are just focusing that at which position certain operation is happening or whatever. So for this one, I have already discussed that we are using the which command. Okay, so whenever I want to display a position based upon a like logical operation, then I will always be using which command. So here in the command it is written, so for the find the position of element greater than 5 in a data vector this. So you people just give me the command for this. I want to find the position of elements which is greater than 5 in this data vector. I have given you the name of the commands. No, I want command actually. I do not want the output. So you have written 2, 3, 4. That is fine. So that is basically the output for the command. So what will be the command so that output is 2, 3, 4? Just tell me the command. So which like you cannot write which only, na? You should write which and in bracket something. Which x greater than 5, yeah. So you should write which x greater than 5. So it will give, so which, just wait a minute. So I'm writing which x greater than 5. So this will be the command and the output will be the same as you said, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going towards the matrix. So if I want to find a position of elements, so indices basically that are divisible by 2 in matrix. So just tell me what should be inside which. So what should be? So X is basically that matrix. So I want to find out the position of the elements that are divisible by 2. So for divisible by 2, we've already studied that I should write that operator double percentage by 2 and it should be equals to 0, then we'll say that it is divisible by 2. So what should be there in this parenthesis? And I want to display the indices also. Yeah, you're correct. So in the parenthesis, we should write x double percentage 2. So you have written only single equal. So you should write double equal because we are comparing. So that is very important. If you write single equal, then it will give you an error. Okay. So you should write double equal here. And we should write ARR dot IND to be true. So it will give you the position. So it will give you row call at which it is divisible by 4. So at first row, so this is this matrix. So it is 3 rows. Okay, 3 rows and 2 columns are there. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be this matrix. And since this is not divisible by 2, so this is 1, 1. So at 1, 1, it is not divisible by 2. So this is divisible by 2, so it will not be displayed. 2 is divisible by 2, it will not be displayed. 5 is divisible by 2. So one of the output will be second row and second column. Second row, second column. 3 is not divisible by 2, so first row, sorry, third row and first column. So 3, 1, and 6 is there, so it will not be displayed. So this kind of, maybe there may be some difference, like 3, 1 is at the upper end and 2, 2 is the lower one. So let me just show you here. So the first one is I have stored the value, and for which x greater than 5 I have written the output is 2, 3, 4. And here I'm giving this matrix, and then I'm writing this. So here it is giving me 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. So there is some error. So what is matrix first? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the same matrix. So it is divisible by 2. So it is giving me 2, 1, second row, first column. So yeah, actually it is giving me the value. Actually, I have written it in a different way. Sorry. Uh, I have written 1, 1. So it is not divisible. So it will be false here. So false will not be displayed. Actually, the values where there will be true, so it will be displayed. That's why it is wrong. So sorry. And actually it will display the values where there is true, not false. So here actually true will be here, true will be here. So true will be here, true will be here, true will be here actually. So these will be displayed like this. So this first, second row, first column. So this is second row, first column, first row, second column, third row, and second column. So this way. So it is second row, first column, and this is first row, second column, and this is third row and second column. And this will be the output. Yeah. Because I have what I have done, I have displayed the value. I have displayed the position where false was there. Actually, which will always be displaying the value where true is there. And since we have given the condition for x this to be 0, so the even numbers. Yeah, it will start from the column. So it will start from the column. So actually not column, I can say it will start from the number where there is a like position wise which is before. So as I have already discussed, so this will be at first position, this will be at second position, this will be the third, this will be fourth, fifth, sixth. So that's why this number is displayed first, then this is displayed, then this is displayed. So that is because of the location, actually the location which we are talking about before. Yeah. So now I will be giving you this function. So you have to write a code for this. Okay. So we'll do it by using the if else only. So I'm having a function. I want to evaluate it, and I want to get the value e to the power root x minus 1 divided by root x if x is greater than 0. E to the power x under root 1 plus x square minus 1 divided by x if x is less than 0, and if x is 0 or 1, then it will give me this value. And if I want to write it in R, so you have to be careful about the things, that how the expression we are writing. Okay, so the main thing, or the main trick here is the writing of this equation. So if in the condition I'm writing x is greater than 0, okay, so what should be displayed, or what should be the output? So output should be this thing. So here I have to write it. Now I'm not writing it in the double quotes because it is not a character, not a string. So I'm writing an expression which can be evaluated. So that's why I'm not writing it in a double quote. So it will be exp of sqrtx. Okay. Now I'm taking minus 1. Okay. Now I am dividing the whole quantity by root x. So the whole quantity by sqrtx. Okay. Else if x is less than 0, what I'll do, I'll display this. So what I'm doing it here, exp of x, okay, multiplied by sqrt of 1 plus x square. Okay, now I'm taking this whole quantity minus 1 and I'm dividing it. So this one divided by x. Okay, so this will be this expression. Now else, again I have to write if here x is equals to 0. Okay, or because it is written is equals to 1 also, so I can give here this or x is equals to 1. So whichever is true, okay, whether it is equals to 0 or whether it is equals to 1, it will give me this quantity. So you can just see that here it is 1, here it is 2, so it is 2 by 3. But if you want to write in the same format, so you can write sqrt of 2 whole to the power 2, okay, plus exp of 0, okay, divided by, so not directly divided by, I should write the whole thing is divided by 3. Okay, so you should write it like this. Or you can write if apart from this, so if x is greater than 0, less than 0 is covered. Now only 0 and so there is a problem actually. So it should not be 1 here because x is greater than 0. Then the 1 will be covered here only. So we'll not write it. So we'll not write it. So 1 is already covered here. Less than 0 covered here equals to 0. So I'll write it else only. I'll not write else if. I'll write else only. So because if any number can be greater than 0, any number can be less than 0. Apart from this, there is only one condition that x is equals to 0. So I do not have to write this condition because it is like it is naturally it will be true because x can be greater than 0, x can be less than 0. Now apart from this, there is only one condition that x is equals to 0. So I should not write, or I do not need to write that condition that else x is equals to 0. It will be like it will be very redundant to write that, so it will be like else this thing. Is it fine? Is it fine? Yes. Okay, so I'll be just going with this last question. No, e to the power 0 will you will not write e to the power 0. I have written exp 0. Yeah, exp 0 I have written, so it will be 1 only. But I should write exp here because e to the power I cannot write. So this is e to the power 0, na? So I've written in just a mathematical format. You want to write, you just write 1. I'm just showing you. Question 12 in assignment. So what? Yeah. So yeah, I'll move forward for the next question now. So I want to write a code for a data vector x which returns 12 minus 6x square when x is less than 3 and greater than or equals to minus 5. So if x is, so here I am having a data vector and I want to compare that data vector. Now here before I was only considering the scalars, but now I'm considering a data vector. Okay. Now if x is this, which returns this 12 minus 6x square when x is less than 3 and greater than or equals to minus 5, and returns 15 plus x square otherwise. Okay, using if else. So I want to use if else and I want to do this thing. So it will return this thing if x is less than 3 and greater than equals to minus 5, and otherwise it will return 15 plus x square. So how to write it? So for if else command, so I should write if else. Okay, in the first argument I'll give this thing. Okay, what is the condition actually? So I'll give the condition here. So x is less than 3 and greater than or equals to minus 5. So x is less than 3 and it is saying and since it is a vector, so I should use a single and. Okay, and x is greater than or equals to minus 5. So if this condition is true, then at the yes statement, I should write which returns 12 minus 6x square. So I should write 12 minus 6 asterisk x to the power 2. Okay. And if it is not true, then 15 plus x square. So it is 15 plus x to the power 2. Now you people just tell me the output for this. So what will be the output? What will be the output? So it will just compare, the condition will compare each element of the vector. Okay. So for the first one, that is 1. X is less than 3. Yes, it is less than 3. Is x greater than equals to minus 5? Yes, it is greater than equals to minus 5. So both the conditions are true. So conditions are true for 1. So what will be displayed in place of 1? It will be minus 12 minus 6x square. In place of x, there is 1. So it will be, so for 1, this condition is true. For the first element, this condition is true. So that's why, since it is true, so this will be displayed. So this will be displayed for true, it will be displayed for false. So it is displayed. So for x to be 1, this quantity will be 12 minus 6. So that is 6. So the first element in the output will be 6. Now similarly, tell me about the second, third and fourth elements. So if x is 2, what will be, the condition will hold or not? So for the second element, the condition will hold. Yes, it will hold. So 12 minus 6x square will be displayed. So in place of x, just write 2. So what it will be? 12 minus 6 into 2 squared. So what it will be? Just follow the BODMAS rule and find out the value. Minus 12, yeah. So it will be minus 12. What about the third one? So it is 3. So is 3 less than 3? No, it is not less than 3. So for third one, since it is AND, so both the conditions should be satisfied. So if one is not satisfied, then the whole thing will be false. So the second the second statement will be displayed 15 plus x square. Now x is 3 here, so it will be 9. So it will be 15 plus 9. So it will be 24. Now what about the this thing minus 4? So is the condition for minus 4 is true? Minus 4 is less than 3 and x is minus 4 is greater than or equals to minus 5. So is this condition true? (31). Is it 31? It should not be because the negative quantity is greater actually. So you are taking it false. No, it will not be false actually. It will be true actually because minus 4 is less than 3. Okay. And it is greater than minus 5. So this is true actually. So this will be displayed. So this is 12 minus 6 into x square, which is 16. So it will be 12 minus 96. So it is minus of 84. Yeah, you are correct. So it will be minus 84. So yeah, this will be the output. So let me show it in R also. So in R, I have written this. Okay, so it is 6 minus 12, 12 minus 84. So just so these are the all questions which I want to discuss today. You people just tell me if there are any doubts or something. I know that time is like it is 8:15. Then also if you want to just have some you have some doubt, then just tell me. And if there are no doubts, then we can just end this session. I hope these questions are clear to you all. The questions in the assignments, I think they are far easier than these questions. I just want to make you understand all the things actually, so that you will be able to do the things after you are like if you are doing R code, you are doing the codings and all these things in your personal life, then like if you want to code something, then you can do it. But I just want to follow actually whatever the sir is teaching. I cannot go beyond that because I am basically not an instructor to this course. So I cannot bring new things to you. I can just bring the new ways. I can just bring the new the new things in the way that whatever has been taught, I can just extend that. I can not just give you new notions or new things. I cannot just give you because this course is like a basic foundations of our software, and I will completely be following whatever sir is teaching. So if there are any doubts, then you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll be ending the meeting. Question 18 in week 4. So in week 4, question 18 means the assignment question you are asking about. Okay, the assignment question. Let me see it. Just give me a minute actually. Okay, so you are asking about week 4, question 18. So so you people have submitted already this assignment. So this type of question I have already discussed in the last class actually. This similar type of question. So the main trick about this question is whatever I'm understanding it. That's why I have also included this in my class because maybe you maybe not be able to see these things in the lecture. So there it was not mentioned that whether you have to use this AND operator first or the OR operator. So the main trick is here is this that you must first of all calculate this AND operator thing. So just do the calculation for these two, then whatever the resultant is, do the calculation for the resultant and this two, then after that just go with the OR operator. Just follow that rule. So this the preference level of this AND operator is like greater as compared to the OR operator. So you'll operate the AND quantities first, then you will do the OR operations. You will not randomly be doing everything like just operate this and then find this, then operate this, then this. You will first be operating this and then or. Then I think the answer should be matching. I don't know if there is some mistake in the answers, but the approach is this only. So do you are you able to understand, or I should explicitly solve it? Okay. Okay. So what is the question? So assignment. So you people have submitted it finally, na? Yeah, you have to choose it priority wise. Question 18. So the end date is 20th. Yeah. So I should not be solving the assignments if they are not if they are you have not submitted. So since you have submitted, then I can do. So yeah, it is x less than 25 or x greater than 22. X less than 25 or x greater than 22, and x is less than 5 and x is greater than 22. What was it? X greater than 22 or x equals to 7. X is 21. So for 21, let me show you. So first of all, so if x is 21, so we'll display it first. I will execute this first. Okay. So if x is 21, so 21 is not greater than 22, so it will be false for this one. Okay, because 21 is greater than 20, is not greater than 22, so it will be false. Now x is 21 and it is less than 25, so it is true here. But the operation is end, so the resultant will be false here because we are getting false here. Because one is false, so the end operator will give it false. Okay. Now x is greater than 22. No, it is not greater than 22, so it is also giving me false. Now this false and this false. Now end will give obviously be false. Okay, so it will give me false. Now I'm left with x is less than 25. So is x less than 25? Yes, so it is true. Or here out of this I'm getting false. Okay, or x is 21, so is x equals to 27? No, it is not, so it is false. But since it is or, so true false will give me true because it is or, then again it is false. So I'm operating these two, so it is giving me true, and this is same, this is as is like same, and true or false, so it will give me true. So the answer should be true for this. So yeah, so it is true for this. Now similarly you can go for the second one. Is it clear now? Okay. So it is clear. Similar, same, like a similar kind of question I have also discussed in the last week live session. So like the questions which we have been discussing in the live sessions, like I'm taking some of the motivation from the assignment so that you people can also solve it using the the knowledge from the live session. Okay, if there are any other doubts, then you can please ask me. So one more thing I want to just specify that just a minute. So if you people find difficulty in something like there is one question in the assignment which is based on functions. Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit so you will be able to solve it. So if you want to construct a function, okay, so for example I'm taking g, this can be any variable, or for example this I'll take x, okay, or y I should take y. I'll just give it. So I want to make this as a function. So there is a command called function. Okay. So you can write function, and function of what? So you should write in this curved bracket to be x. So I want to construct a function of x. I want y to be a function of x. And in the curly bracket, I'll give some expression like x square plus 2. Apart from this, also I can give an expression. So what this command means basically? So it is basically giving that y is a function of x square plus 2. Okay, now if I want to evaluate this function at some value, at some point, for example 1 or 2, x to be 4 or 5, then what I'll do, I'll just write y 2. Okay, so this will give me 2 square plus 2. Okay, so it will be 4 plus 2, it will be 6. So this is basically a way to define a function. Okay, we will be discussing it very like soon in the way to define a function. In the next session, we will be discussing all these things. But there is a question in the assignment. That's why I'm just giving a brief review about this, that this is a like function of x, how we generate it and what does it mean and how we can use it. Okay. So this is only the thing which is not covered in this lecture, which is there in the assignment. Otherwise, everything is there. So is it fine with you all people? So if it is fine, then we will be ending this session now. Actually, the priority will be and will be displayed first, then or will be there. Actually, this and this when here we are here it is scalar actually. Okay. Now for scalar, and double and will have the same functionality. So you can also even interchange it. You can also do it whatever way you want. You can display it first, display it second, because and double and for these scalars are same. There is no difference. Okay. However, if x was vector, then between two vectors we will always be using single and between two scalars we will be majorly using double and, but for these scalars also we can use a single and. But if I have a vector, then I cannot use a double and, I will always use a single and. Now since it is a scalar, that's why this and double and is there. Okay, so you can do it in any way. The more I can say a more precise way to do it, just do from left to right. Just do this first, then do this. Okay, that is a more precise way. However, they are of same like preference. In fact, they are same actually. When we are talking about scalars, and double and are same. Is it fine now? And same holds with or also. Okay. So any other doubt? Anyone? So ARR.IND is equals to true means it will give you the indices. I've explained that, no? It will give you the indices actually. If you're talking about the matrix, it will give you the indices. Indices means that which row, which column. So I hope everything is fine. So if everything is fine, I will be uploading this lecture on YouTube, and the PPT and the R scripts I will be added. I will be adding very soon to the Google Drive. And I think your assignment last date to submit the assignment is 27, and your next session will be on 1st of September, Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. So I hope everything is fine now. You people are understanding whatever I'm like teaching or whatever I'm discussing with you. Okay. So then we will be ending this session now. Thank you all of you for waiting. Like it has been already been 2 hours and 30 minutes. So this was a like a kind of a long session. So we will be now meeting on next Monday. Okay, you people just watch the lectures and just see the assignment once. Then we will be discussing all those things for the next thing. Okay. Okay then. Thank you all of you. I'll be ending this